Hello, class, and welcome to Chem 2A, Fall 2026 at Woodland Community College. I am your instructor. I'm here to welcome you to the class. My name is Mike Ferguson, so welcome to the class. And this video is to introduce you to the various parts of the class, how this works, especially how the online portal works. And here we begin. Obviously, this is a previous one, and you can, of course, hit start here. It's probably easiest way to go is to look at the modules. So you can click on the module part of it, and here shows you all the things that are going on. And here's the difference. And I've already opened them. They might be closed. You can click on these arrows to open them, and this has the whole course laid out. So let's talk about what you have to do the first week. First week, you have to go to this meet and greet discussion, and you can see here's the due dates for that. And when you want to start, you hit this reply button, and then you type in here and then hit reply. I gave you the various ways you can do this. You can introduce yourself, and then after you post and then reply, you can do the peer replies this way. So that's the first one. So the other thing you have to do, go to this Access Pearson button, and you go open. It's going to look different for me because I'm the instructor, and I've already set this up, and I have a Pearson account. But you go through here, open to this, and I know I've gone through this quickly, but it'll go through some prompts, and then you have to go through, and you actually do have to pay for this. You can sign up for 2 weeks for free, but after 2 weeks you have to pay. So many students ask that. Yes, this does not include the class. Yes, you have to purchase access for this, and this is where we get a lot of the assessment content. So okay, so I'm going back here to the Canvas shell, and I'm clicking back on modules, and let me start. Well, this is the bonus module. This is the introduction stuff. Here, I have a syllabus. I have a different video for that. There's a Meet Your Instructor. There's a different video for that. And for interest in time, I'm not going to go through this. Of course, if any issues, please let me know. This is an optional on study skills. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. You can skip right to, well, let me go to Chapter 2. Chapter 1 doesn't have any homework associated. Well, it doesn't have a problem set. So I'm going to jump to Chapter 2. And see here's the learning outcomes. And I've gone here, and you can click Next. And then this is what you need to do for this chapter. And click Next. Now you have the lecture. So I have lectures here. I also have the lecture slides here, so you can download them and look at them. And I also go through a lecture here, and then next. Now here are some problem sets. So I go over and explain some problems with this, and then next. And now we get to here. So you can see a couple things. You have a labster simulation, and you have to do the labster simulations too. This is a lecture lab combo class, so you have to include the simulated labs, because it's to get credit for. You have to do both the lecture and the lab to get credit for this. So it's important you do the labster once. So you can click. I don't want to click on this because it usually messes up the video when I play the labster simulations. And then here, this is the problem set. So this is the homework. And also, I send out links to this. So each section, I'm going to send you an email, show you what's due, and you get that in the beginning of the week. So you don't have any questions with that. You can also go to the calendar. The calendar will tell you when things are due. It's a different function. It's right there. You can see there, and you can. Although I'm running. This is the summertime as I'm recording it. You can see it's July 14th. I'm recording it, so I have. This is the summer class. So you think that's fast here. Here's your first batch being due. You can also use the calendar part. You can see here, this is the Chem 2A for Woodland. So, okay, so this is where you find out and do your homework. And now I'm going to go back to the modules. So here, and I can go to the tests. So you can see the test has its own part and the due date. And you can click there on the test. And this also tells you what's on the test to expect. There's 20 multiple choice questions and then 5 homework-like questions. And so the tests give you a description so you know it's coming. And let me go then back to the modules. So you can see I have it set up in batches, where the batches are here, the first 5 batches, first 5 chapters due for batch 1. And then the next one, there are chapters 6, 7, 8, and 9 for batch 2 and that kind of thing. Also, I mentioned before, you get two announcements from me per week minimum. One tells you when the due dates are. The other one is something new that's going on in the world of science, usually chemistry. And the idea is then you are required to comment, but I also don't grade it. So you can see in the grades, I don't. It's an ungraded discussion forum. Although the first one, this meet and greet forum, it is graded, and I do this for a few reasons. Well, it's to verify attendance, also to make sure you're in the right class, because some depends on which student. Like if a student wants to be a scientist or a medical doctor, this is the wrong class. This is mostly for it can be used as prep chem. So if you need a refresher before you take general chemistry, or if you are looking to do pre-health, primarily nursing, but there's other majors as well that may use this class. So I want to make sure you're in the right class so you don't waste your time and or money. So something about me. So let's talk about this course. I'm happy to work with you. So like let's say stuff happens and you're plugging along, and then right before in September 8th you got the flu, or some terrible tragedy happens, or your work calls and say like, hey, we need you to come in and work for a 36-hour shift. And you're like saying, oh, geez, I got this chemistry test coming up. What do I do? You know what? I'm fine with, like, if you miss the dates, that's not a big deal to me. I'm happy to work with you. I'll contact you and say, hey, what's going on? You missed the test kind of thing. But I accept late work, and just try and keep me in the loop what's going on if you can. If not, if something happens and it doesn't come on your radar, gee, I need to talk to my chemistry teacher. Like, no, that's okay. Life happens. That's fine. We're all humans in this world of AI. We are biological intelligences, and part of being biological intelligences, we have things that happen to us. So, and that's to be expected. And I'm happy to work with you. So I'm happy to work with you. So, and that's the type of student that takes this class. Has got stuff going on. You got jobs, you got caretaker duties, you have other things going on, right? And we're all human. So we need a little more flexibility. And I'm happy to give you that flexibility. I'm also happy to help you out as much as I can. And the way I teach, I'm more of a guy on the side or coaching technique of teaching. So I'm going to track your progress. I'm going to look at you, how you're doing. Hopefully you just, rock out the whole way, or you start low and steadily improve. If you start to go down, I'm going to say, hey, is anything going on? Check in on you. If I'm checking on you, if I write you, you're never in trouble. I'm just trying to help you out, help you on the course, help you out with other things, if something's going on in your life, that kind of thing. So I'm happy to help, and it's a partnership, right? I want you to pass and do well. You want to pass and do well, and let's work together. And all the stuff up here is up and ready. and I look forward to a great semester. So again, welcome to the class. If you have any questions on how this course works, if you're confused on anything, let me know. And that is my primary function, of course, is the content and actions of this course. So that is my primary duty. My other duties, of course, I mentioned before about lack of basic needs, and also for mental health challenges, other things. That is part of my job to help you with that. Well, at least I see it as part of my job. I think my role as an instructor has changed. I have 20 years experience teaching, and I've noticed that I think, well, to me, instructors have become also caretakers and triage for students, and then I can use my connections and network to get you to help if you need it. So I have that function as well, so keep that in mind. And I do care for you, and I want you to do well, so I'm happy to help. So welcome to the class, and let me know if you have any questions as things go on, and I look forward to the semester. Goodbye for now.